Hello everyone, my name is Christina and I'm a medical student studying at Newcastle University, and in this video I wanted to share with you guys some of the things that I wish that I knew before starting sixth form. I know sixth form or back to school season is starting up soon, so I really wanted to give you guys some tips, advice and just insight as a person who's been through sixth form and college, some of the things that I wish I knew. So number one is that organisation is key. Unless you're going to a sixth form where they hold your hand a little bit more, in a college you will be left to your own devices. They pretty much leave you to do whatever you want. So that means that pretty much you have free reins over what you want to achieve and what you want to get done. So you're pretty much left to your own devices. That means getting things done is pretty much down to you. And it means that you really have to stay on top of everything and stay organised. So because organisation is key, I have some tips for you guys to stay organised while at sixth form, and obviously in your summer holiday, which is where you guys are right now, these would be some things that would be really good to start doing now. So number one is get a planner. I think most colleges will give you one, but obviously it's not going to be as nice. It's much better to get your own one. It's going to be a bit more personalised, a bit more you. Places like Wilco, TK Maxx, WH Smith, they have some really nice planners, and I think I got mine from Wilco's. And you can get the one that's like an academic year. It runs from September, sometimes August, to next August or September. Getting a planner is the best way to stay on top of assignments and deadlines and all the different exams and little things that you have going on, especially because on the weekends you'll probably be doing things, whether it's work experience or other things. So it's really good to have a planner to make sure that you're staying on top of everything and staying organised. I don't know how people survive without a planner, to be honest. Like, you really do need something to record all the things that you've got going on, because especially if you're applying for maybe a more intense degree like medicine, law, dentistry, that kind of thing, you'll have a lot going on and you'll need to stay on top of everything. So getting a planner is essential. So the next one is sort out work experience early. Some colleges are really, really nice and they pretty much help you sort out all your work experience. They sort it out for you, which is, honestly, I'm so jealous of you guys, but most colleges will leave you to your own devices, as I said earlier. So it's down to you guys to sort out your work experience as early as possible. When I applied for some of my placements, it took me months and months to eventually actually start the placement. So never too early to apply for work experience. It's going to be mostly up to you to sort out your work experience, unfortunately, especially if you're applying for maybe medicine or dentistry. A lot of colleges don't have experience with getting applicants into medicine, so they won't really know how to help you. The earlier you start looking for work experience, the better. I recommend looking for work experience as early as possible. Honestly, day one would be good, but just as soon as you can, please start looking. So another way to stay organised is to make a study plan. At GCSE, things were quite different. You could probably get away with not having a study plan and just pretty much like revising whatever you felt like, or revising just whatever your friends were revising. But at A-level, things are so different. There is so much content. You really do need to have a structure to what you're studying and what you're revising. I would recommend having a study plan for 6 to 8 weeks before a big exam, so maybe your mock exams or the real thing. 6 to 8 weeks is pretty good because then you can really like target your revision to what you need to study. You do really need to be intentional with your study now. So as I mentioned, during GCSE, things were a bit more laid back, a bit more chilled. You could pretty much get away with doing anything you wanted, but now at A-level, you do need to have a bit more intention and a bit more of a focus. So you can't just say, I'm going to revise whatever. You actually have to have a bit of a target. So making a study plan is a great way to be more intentional. Organisation is so key. I know I said this at the start, but with sixth form, I don't think you guys realise yet, or maybe college, you are going to be left to your own devices. So being organised is essential just to make sure that you're on top of everything. So similar to the last one, your college won't do everything for you. They won't hold your hand. They won't guide you through everything that you need to do. So this goes for everything, pretty much work experience, your UCAS application, EPQ, studying. They pretty much leave you to do everything you want. And this was something that I wish I knew before I started, because I would have taken organisation, keeping on top of things a lot more seriously from day one. There's normally like plenty of students for each staff member, so each staff member won't be able to give you the same amount of attention as they did maybe at GCSE. So it means that you'll have to do a lot of stuff for yourself. Some colleges are better than others, and some colleges have a lot of resources and information to help you apply to Oxbridge or medicine, law, stuff like that. But unfortunately, most colleges aren't very well informed on stuff like this. So it means that if you're wanting to study any of those courses or go to any of those universities, then you'll have to do a lot of research to make sure that you're very well equipped. Luckily, there's so many different free resources that you can get on YouTube, online, on blogs, on the student room. So don't worry too much about this. I hope I'm not scaring you if I'm saying that your college won't help you, but it's honestly not too bad. There's so many people online willing to help you now for free. So that's nothing to worry about. use your breaks wisely. So if you're coming from GCSE, you'll probably see like in your timetable, oh my gosh, I've got 3 periods, and that's probably your first ever time during school or your academic life that you've ever had like 3 periods. You've not had a timetabled lesson, because obviously at GCSE you've pretty much got 9 to 3, like all lessons. Obviously you've got lunch and stuff, but at sixth form you'll probably have some 3 periods. So you'll probably see 3 periods for the first time ever during sixth form, and you'll think, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go to McDonald's around the corner, or I'm gonna go into town, I'm gonna chill with friends, I'm not gonna study. And do you know what, during the first few weeks, definitely do this, definitely chill, just settle into sixth form life or college life. But as the weeks go by and as you start to really learn content, definitely guys, make use of your 3 periods. I wish I knew this before I started. I know this is super boring and you probably don't want to hear me say use your breaks wisely, but it will honestly pay off so much in the long run when you've had pretty much, imagine if you have 1 free period a day. I know it's definitely more than that. I think I had 2. So that's like roughly 1 to 2 hours a day. That's 5 to 10 hours a week. That will add up over time if you really use it wisely, and if you really study, if you use it for something, you know, productive to help you get better at your subjects. Like honestly, it will add up so much in the end. Definitely try and make use of them in the first few weeks, maybe first 1 to 2 months when you're trying to settle in and make friends. Definitely chill, go to McDonald's, chill out in the common room, definitely do that. But as time goes on, you really want to make use of your free periods. The earlier you start revision, the better. Now, this is an obvious one. I know you're probably thinking this, but no one ever actually does it, and it makes so much of a difference. If only I knew how prepared I would feel if I started revising from day 1, then honestly, I would have started revising from day 1. Everyone tells you the jump from GCSE to A-level is huge, there's so much content, and I feel like you guys who haven't quite started yet, you're like, oh yeah, that's fine, that's fine. But when you actually start, you'll realize like, oh my gosh, this, like everyone, what they were saying was true. The content is so much. And I think the only way to really like juggle that and survive it is if you just take it like a bit at a time, and if you start revising from day 1. Not necessarily day 1, but I guess just start revising as early as possible. The amount of content you have to learn at A-level is more than double that of GCSE easily. So the revision techniques that you had at GCSE, maybe like writing notes or cramming, anything like that, it just won't work at A-level because there's so much content. So I recommend at the early stages of year 12, if you want to experiment with your revision techniques, so maybe doing flashcards, writing really condensed notes, watching videos, teaching other people, having study groups, experiment at the start of year 12 because that's the perfect time. The stuff you learn then isn't like too serious, so you can experiment and maybe mess up then. But then definitely I'd say by Christmas time in year 12, you want to have a solid revision technique or practice that you do that you're going to carry on all the way through the rest of year 12 and year 13 as well. So yeah, once you've found a revision technique that works for you, mind maps, flashcards, start revising as early as possible, guys. It will honestly pay off so much. If you don't know how to revise, I highly recommend Ali Abdal's videos on spaced repetition and active recall. His videos really helped me in terms of how to revise, not just at sixth form, but medical school as well. So his videos are really great. I'll link them down below for you guys. Being able to understand the content and recall it is so important, because at GCSE, I think a lot of the information was more just like memorizing and then like recalling it. But at A-level, it's a lot more application and understanding. If you're not able to really understand the content and apply it, you will really struggle. I'm planning to do some videos on how to get an A star in math, biology and chemistry. So if you're doing those subjects or interested in tips on how to get really good grades in those subjects, then definitely subscribe. Those will be coming soon in the next few weeks. Make friends with people in year 13. The people in year 13 have pretty much gone through everything that you have gone through and everything that you're about to go through. So they're pretty much the perfect people to make friends with if you want to find out how you can just manage your time, do well in, you know, certain subjects. They have an abundance of information that will be so beneficial to you guys. So if you have people in year 13 in your form groups, or maybe in your societies, or if you're playing a sport with anyone, try and just be friends with them, ask them a couple questions about your subjects, or maybe applying through UCAS, work experience, stuff like that. It will definitely help you guys out a lot if you can find out information from them. I know it can be quite scary to go up to people who are like older than you, but honestly, if I was in year 13 and a year 12 asked me a question, I would honestly be more than happy to help them. So don't worry too much about it. If all else fails, you've got the student room and you've got YouTube. On the student room, there's different forums for literally absolutely everything, every single GCSE, every single A-level, every single degree at different universities. So yeah, if you're not able to speak to anyone in the year above, then you can just have a look on the student room or find a YouTuber who is a year 13 and find out some information from them. If you're interested in medicine, then I actually made a blog post a while ago about some of my favourite medic YouTubers. There's a bunch of medical students and doctors as well. So I'll link that in the description box below for you guys in case you want to find out some medicine YouTubers to watch. They're also all from the UK, because I know there's a bunch of like medical YouTubers over in the US, which is cool, but I really like it when they're like British, because it's like, oh, they're close to home. So yeah, check out that blog post in the description box. Next week I'm going to be sharing some of the things I wish I knew before starting university, so if you want to watch that video, then make sure you subscribe. I've got so many ideas planned, more related to sixth form and stuff. Let me know in the comments if these tips helped you, if you're looking forward to sixth form, nervous, excited. I'd love to know, and thank you so much for watching. Bye. Making a study plan is a bit techniques. So if you want to try flashcards,